welcome back to Blood on the Bayou Circuit Series. The adventure begins. We're here at the finals of this event. $500 kind of split between top eight, so some money on the line here. We've got Alexander on Aurora versus Justin Fryer on Aurora. Um, 6 rounds of Swiss all the way to this finals. Definitely a long day, but we've got this Aurora mirror for the final game. I'm here with Charles. How's it going, Charles?
Oh, it's going. I am very excited to see this climactic finals of the day. As someone who was playing and who was in the top eight themselves, it was just so much fun to come out and play in this event. Having lost to both of these players at some point during the day, just getting to see who will be finally crowned the champion. And so, as they are getting prepared for themselves, getting ready for this mirror of epic proportions, we're seeing
Yeah, this is probably going to be a fast one, right?
Yep, and we're seeing Alexander kind of the back of his sleeves for his equipment looks like the Aurora art cards. It's kind of
Very
making
cool.
a portrait before starting off the game.
And I see Justin with his own piece of swag. Is that the Houston resource token that I see?
So yes, that is the Blood on the Bayou resource token that you can only acquire by gaining a certain amount of the Blood on the Bayou points. So you have to place pretty high in some of these events to get yourself one of those. And I will say it is very nice. Probably one of my more favorite Metal Fab tokens.
Yeah, really cool. Thanks to Matt DiGregorio, Diggy on the Discord, who always kind of makes sure that these Blood on the Bayou events have the best pricing. And also thanks to The Adventure Begins for kind of hosting us and allowing us to put on these types of event, and for I think they put in this money for the $500, right?
Yes.
Yeah, really cool, really great of them to kind of keep supporting the Flesh and Blood community here.
And of course, this is the one of many circuit events happening. There will be another circuit event happening May 17th, of course, in our capstone. Blood on the Bayou Battle Harden happening June 28th. So if anyone has missed, that day, or you want to come in the next day, or even if you want to show up at the capstone event, we have plenty of Flesh and Blood in Houston to go around.
Blood on the Bayou, Houston, Battle Harden, Houston, definitely, just a culmination of a lot of people's work here in the community in Houston to make Houston a premier Flesh and Blood destination.
Yeah, it may be far from other places, a little hard to get to, but we are surely trying to have the biggest and best for the fans of Flesh and Blood. And it looks like they're getting ready to get started here. We will soon see the equipment loadout that both of these Aurora players have decided to go with.
Alexander, you mentioned Alexander having the Aurora art cards. Justin with his own art card on the back of his sleeves.
Yes, we have the Soraya sleeves and the Verdance art card
Just the feet
in the foot slot. And I will point out that both players are also playing on the Jarl playmat.
Yeah, was this on purpose? What went on here?
I believe it was. The Jarl playmat was given out to only the top players. So seeing as they are playing on that playmat, also gets to let you know that this will be the finals.
Very cool. Alexander on Aurora, Justin on Aurora. One of them contributing to the LL points for Aurora this season. Charles, what are your thoughts about the Aurora LLing shortly after this event?
So this is very interesting. I am very happy that she is getting LL'd, as I'm not a player who normally plays hyper aggro decks. I'm a player who enjoys kind of the slower deck and Aurora is just kind of eating them up. So having the opportunity to play a little bit of a slower deck again is going to be very exciting.
All right. And immediately we see a little bit of a difference between Justin and Alexander's builds. Alex um, going with the Crown of Dominion for that extra gold piece.
So yeah, the Crown of Dominion, the Aether Iron Weave, very much so looking like Alexander wants to play towards that Flicker Wisp Arc Lightning combo, versus Justin, who is running the Balance of Justice and Dyadic Carapace, just deciding that he wants to stay more defensive in this matchup and potentially capitalize on an extra card off the balance. So it'll be very interesting how both players deploy their game plans. And I don't think we can quite see it, but I think Alexander might be running the Lightning Greaves in the foot slot, providing him
Okay.
with Arcane Barrier 1 in this matchup, as Justin is bringing Arcane Barrier 2 off the Dyadic.
Here we go. Scar for Scar. Classic 0 for 4.
Alexander just pitching into the grass. Throw that Scar for Scar. Arsenal the last card, which flashed for a second might have been the Burn Up Shock. Justin drawing up to 4 cards, immediately starting off with the Starfall.
Starfall for 1, no go again. Can't imagine that it stays that way for long.
Yes, of course, Starfall, if you have played a lightning card this turn, it gets +1 and go again. Just a very nifty weapon that Aurora has access to.
There it is.
Will be the Electrostatic
Electrostatic.
Discharge into the Gone in a Flash for 7. 1 card remaining for Justin. If it is an instant, Justin could choose to bounce the Gone in a Flash back to hand and Arsenal that instead. Of course, Gone in a Flash being a very popular lightning card, both in Acilio and Aurora, for just being very explosive on certain turns.
Justin choosing not to do any of that stuff, but absolutely right. Gone in a Flash, one of the power cards that you see in Aurora. Just able to eke out so much extra value if you can bounce it back to hand.
And now we're seeing, coming back to Alexander's turn, it's going to start with the Burn Up Shock. Justin, having no Arcane Barrier, is going to take the shock damage. The Burn Up will be in effect for the rest of the turn.
4 cards in hand, a little scary on Justin. But, I don't think Justin really incentivized to block here.
So this will be an Entwined Lightning with the second strike fused, of course. Kind of showing a little bit more information is Alexander, seeing as the second strike doesn't get go again unless you've taken damage. Well, he did take the shock, so that was already online in this case.
Yeah,
So Justin
Justin
just going to
taking
decide and take it all.
a ton of damage here, equalizing the life total. This turn, not even close to done. Alexander with 3 cards.
Yeah, it looks like we see the Electrostatic Discharge, the second strike, and an Enlightened Strike. So will it just be a Starfall pitch, or is it going to be the E-Strike for 7?
E-Strike, draw a card maybe, set up for the next
It looks
turn,
like
or it looks like 7.
It was for 7. It's a
Wow.
very strong second turn for Alexander, with both
Yeah.
the Burn-Up Shock going 3 Chain Links wide, just pushing almost half of Justin's, or actually half of Justin's life total. Of course, a Sigil of Suffering is going to cover up some of that damage, as well as dealing 1 point of damage back.
Immediately seeing a little bit of the tack that Justin has taken here. Dyadic Carapace, Sigil of Suffering, has a couple of defensive options in this deck that he's cited in for the Aurora Mirror.
And we are seeing the Ravenous Rabble coming in, revealing, I believe, a Static Shock on top of the deck, just going to be 0 for 4 go again. Something that Aurora does love to do very much. No blocks comes out from Alexander. No Channel Lightning Valley played. Ooh, it's going to be the second strike as well.
Second strike, second chain link, 0 for 4.
And I believe in Alexander's hand, he's got two copies of Flicker Wisp. So not only do they not block very well, they also, by themselves, don't do a whole lot except for dealing a couple extra points of Arcane. So very much so wants to draw the Arc Lightning to pair with that.
I think this matchup might come down to who sees Arc Lightning first, and is able to pair it with maybe a Flicker Wisp or another uh, combo card.
That
Gone
is
in a flash,
true.
used defensively.
Gone in a Flash, the Somersault going to bring it back. Looks like Alexander is just going to send the Gone in a Flash. Trying to hold on to both of those Flicker Wisps on the off chance that he draws that juicy Arc Lightning on the next turn.
Let's see if it pays off for him.
Ooh, and deciding to make the embodiment instead. Going to Arsenal the singular Flicker Wisp.
Did he find it?
I think he
Doesn't
found the
appear. He found
third
another Flicker Wisp. Not
Seeing all
exactly what
three
he wants to
Flicker
see.
Wisp, not seeing the Arc Lightning, that's not a good sign for Alexander. As Justin is playing the Skyward Serenade, going to go get the Skyzik and the embodiment.
Justin, all of the tempo on his side.
Yeah, very
Gonna
aggressive.
have 4 cards in hand,
Yeah, very aggressive with
including
both players.
4 cards in hand, including the Arsenal.
So as these life totals get lower, I just want to look at the fact that Justin has a lot more options when it comes to equipment than Alexander has.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Even just having a block value on his headpiece rather than Alexander. Alexander kind of grooving, but I think he knows he's in for a lot of damage right now.
Starfall just coming in for a measly 2. Alexander just going to take it. Justin contemplating what he would like to do on the rest of his turn.
3 cards in hand.
Ooh, it's going to
Coming
be
in
the
with a
flittering
flittering charge.
charge.
Has he played an
Alexander,
instant this chain link? Does he have one in
he
hand?
has not.
There
Ooh,
it
it's
is,
going to be the
lightning
lightning
press.
press. One of the best combos you can do with flittering charge. Give it go again and +3. It's going to bring Alexander all the way down to 9. Justin with a go again. What will he do? It will be the
Continue
Static
pressuring
Shock.
the life total.
0 for 4 on hit, deal 1 arcane is a 0 for 5. And it's going to be all the equipment from Alexander, just trying to cover up as much damage as he can. Just does not want to get so low that he can get blown out.
Really, really wants to pressure Justin's life total. Try to hit lethal here. I don't know if he can do that with the double Flicker Wisps in his hands.
So we are looking at an Enlightened Strike in the hand, a Ravenous Rabble, a Flicker Wisp, and a Mystery card. With the Embodiment token, Alexander can give go again and choose a draw
Drawing a
card.
card, hoping to hit lightning, arc lightning,
It looks like it was a Flicker Wisp.
lightning
It's a
valley.
Channel
Yeah,
Lightning Valley.
channel lightning valley. Another option to find the arc lightning.
Alexander desperately
Rage
trying to find something here.
doesn't
This
find it.
is
Ravenous
this is
Rabble.
also 1 card drawn on the turn. On the off chance that maybe Alexander gets desperate and wants to crack that gold, it does turn on the balance of justice for Justin. $15-9. What will be the play with the double rabbles? You can only assume that they are just going to come out in succession. The reveal is the electrostatic discharge.
Static
It's going to be a
discharge.
0 for 4.
Justin, very, very fine to just take all this damage. Knows that he's not, I think, feels like he doesn't have to worry about hitting lethal right here.
Yeah, with one card in hand, one card in arsenal, you can only assume that it's 8 more damage after this. He does have a plethora of armor to block with, and keeping a 4-card hand in this situation is just too good to pass up.
Using that balance of justice, I think did draw 2 cards already with the Lightning Valley and then the draw off the.
That is true. So yeah, Justin able to draw a card off of the balance of justice.
Is just trying to get the Flicker Wisp out of his arsenal
I think he's just trying to push as much damage as he can.
and push a little more damage. Yeah,
2
won't
arcane
be.
set up here, and
Yeah,
then most likely the Starfall for 2 more if he wants to keep around the Channel Lightning Valley. He could also just throw it for 4 damage when it looks like the Aether
wow,
Iron Wind's getting
popping,
popped.
really desperate. Oh, and
So we're
knew
gonna
that the
see.
electrostatic discharge was on top of the deck. Alexander really finding the ways to get as much damage on his turn as possible.
Ooh, and the Sigil of Suffering just
Forcing.
gonna
Yeah.
keep leaking the damage in this situation.
Yeah, I was absolutely wrong. I mean, Alexander did find a way to kind of hit all the damage that he needed to force Justin to block there.
Ooh, and Justin, realizing that his opponent has drawn 2 cards this turn, going to go ahead and crack the Balance of Justice for an extra card. Basically, the free defense reaction in this situation.
Oh, not exactly what you want to see here for Alexander. Justin hitting a power card in the burn up shock.
Ooh, we're getting Vaporized, Shocked in this situation. Justin would have to pitch a yellow or blue to prevent the Vaporize. Deciding not to.
Blocking Arcane. Scar for a scar. Justin wanted to be lower.
Seeing as Justin is still lower, we're seeing blocks coming out. 1 card in hand. 1 3
Electrostatic
block
discharge.
left.
Yeah.
2 cards left.
Somersaulting. Good thing he didn't do any damage on that last turn because now he wants to scar for a scar again.
Yep, so now 1 being leaked through from the Scar for Scar, 4 from the
Going
burn
to
up.
7, Justin 1 card left in hand. Oh, the burn up shock effect hits.
So, yes, burn up is going to trigger. He does have the Lightning Greaves, so 1 arcane can be prevented.
And then a 0 for 4 in hand. Justin wins this game.
Does Justin have it? And it is the
Yeah, there it
Flittering
is.
Charge. What an amazing
Aurora
display.
Mirror.
Just a
Yeah,
little
each of
bit,
those players. Go ahead.
uh, just a little bit extra action on Aurora's parting just a week or so after this weekend. And of course, the gold foil being awarded to Justin.
Congrats to Justin. Obviously, a mainstay here in Houston for Flesh and Blood. A lot of top eights, a lot of wins under his belt. Going to see him more in the future for sure. Aurora, Mirror, Fast and Furious. Justin really eking out every opportunity to get damage. Alexander as well. I mean, was just kind of put on the back foot very early.
Ooh, and we are going to see the reveal of the gold foil.
Alexander
Of
drum
course.
rolling for his opponent in good spirits, even after a
Some
long day.
new. And it is a
Kadachi,
harmonized Kadachi. Of course, this is a
dude,
new gold foil for this season. Both the
Justin
left
popping off.
and right facings.
Very cool. Classic weapon, always in style.
Katsu is not going anywhere anytime soon. So
No.
Kadachis are here to stay for the time being. So what an amazing hit for a gold foil.
Yeah. Amazing hit for a gold foil. Amazing tournament put on by the people at Blood on the Bayou Circuit Series. The adventure begins. Thanks to everyone for watching all of the games that we put up here. Um, Anything else you want to say, Charles, before we leave?
Sure, and if you missed it this time or missed it the previous times, come join us May 17th for the third circuit series, as well as June 28th for the Battle Hardened plus the capstone event for Blood on the Bayou. It's going to be such an amazing time. We're seeing so many amazing players, and I can't wait to see a bunch of our local people come out, say hello to them, watch their epic gameplay, as well as some new high seas shenanigans.